Yep.
Yo,
Hello.
Spectre is up, so I was just
wait
voice
while.
calling before the jam.
Ah,
Let's see if he actually gets in the call on time, though.
wait, I haven't 21. Okay, 21 is. I'm so late. 10. Oh, it's 10?
It's going to 10. Oh, there he is.
Okay.
I was just
Okay.
I was just starting the call
Please
so
jam
that we
for it.
could record like audio before the jam starts.
Okay.
All right, I am hyped. Woo! Already on caffeine. You already know it.
Woohoo! That
Yeah.
went wrong. You wait. You're chugging Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
I'm drinking Mountain
Fuck.
Dew Game Fuel. It's like Mountain Dew energy drink, but bad.
This guy is gonna get a sponsor, and that's gonna one sponsor over his lifetime, and that's gonna be Mountain Dew.
I
I'm
hope
telling you.
so. Boy, howdy do I hope so.
Wow. So you can get a lifetime of Mountain Dew.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Honestly. I would be down for that. Alright, here's the deal. Me and 2 other game developers are going to make a video game in under 48 hours using the same set of 3D models. Being the 2D plebeian that I am, the asset pack that we're using comes with pre-rendered 2D image files that I'll be using to make my game. After all of us are done, we're going to play and judge each other's games. This video is about my game making process, but Novus Studios and Elemental Destructor, the 2 guys that I'm doing this with, will probably be making their own videos soon.
Science fiction sandbox RPG. Yeah,
That sounds
we could do that in 48
yeah,
hours.
Yeah, that sounds actually kind of fun. That sounds pretty
Wow.
dope.
Yeah, like, are we going to do it in 48 hours, dude? Sandbox RPG.
Also, it's 12 o'clock, so game jam start, I guess. So the rest of this video is going to be narrated in a sort of play-by-play style as I rewatch the hours and hours of footage I have on this jam. What you see here is actually sped up by about 6,000%, so every second here you see is 1 minute of actual work time. Now, on the 2 mornings of the jam I had to go to work, well, work from home, actually. So I actually only got to work for 15 minutes or so before the jam actually started, before I had to work. This clip is mostly me just setting up the project file, getting the assets imported, trying to play around with some of the assets, which I ended up not using the edits, but whatever, and basically setting up the foundation of what you'll see later in the video. Afterwards, I realized, oh crap, it's 10:15, I need to clock into work, and so I saved the project and left it to get back to work on later. While I was at work, I managed to squeak in some unrecorded work on the game, so thanks to James for not being a high-maintenance kid on the online summer camp I was running. This segment of the jam is mostly me trying to finalize the player's movement, but I tried animating this sort of sword slash thing for the attacks, before eventually switching over to a sword asset from the pack and doing a sort of overhead strike style animation. After I finished the animation, I spent a long while coding in the movement options, allowing the player to move in all 4 directions around the board and attack in any of them. The rotation system uses an integer 0 to 3 to store what direction the character is facing, with 0 having them face forward and to the left and increasing that value rotating the character clockwise. That's an important detail we'll get into later. There's a lot of boring details that I won't get into, like slightly changing how the Y value of the character changes to give a sort of jumping feel to the character's movement, but other than that, the segment was basically just basic movement options. I went for my daily walk, ate dinner, and right before bed I managed to squeak in some sprites for a melee enemy and a ranged enemy. But that just about wraps up day 1. Day 2 is where we get into the real substance of the game. The real Wheaties, if you will. I kick off the day by working on UI. But before I get into that, I had this idea to turn this turn-based RPG concept and turn it into a deck-building roguelike sort of ordeal. So I coded in a virtual deck of cards with virtual movement and attack options, and it looks like this. Now that the player's movement and deck of cards are finished, it's time to build the enemy AI. And god damn did that take most of the time spent on this game. With the weird way that the isometric gameplay moves, giving this half-baked proto-Prometheus bonehead of an enemy intelligence was about as easy as trying to interpret the things my exes say to me at parties. I wrote up a very rough outline of what the algorithm would look like and then proceeded to ham-fist its programmed brain bits until it turned into a bloodhound. The rough outline of its pseudo-thought processes is as follows. On its move it checks if it's adjacent to the player. If it isn't, then it turns towards the player. If it's adjacent to the player and facing them, it attacks. If it isn't adjacent to the player but is facing them, it moves towards it until it's adjacent. If it isn't adjacent or facing them, it just kind of picks a direction that it's sort of in the right way, and starts walking until it can reach the player's same X or Y axes so it can face them. It's simple, but it makes sure the enemy is always moving towards you, and if you get out of its line of sight you can sort of stall it for a few of its actions. The ranged AI is even simpler, since it can hocus pocus put a gear in your rear from the other side of the map if it feels like. It just checks if it's on the same X or Y axis as you, turns towards you, and starts spitting cogs like a racist uncle spits profanities at a family gathering. Also, I coded projectiles off-screen, and I made them gears to try and get some of that 1900s sci-fi aesthetic I was supposed to create the game around. Probably should have said that earlier. Along with the health system and UI I also coded off-screen, but that's neither here nor there. The enemy spawning system works by points, with each enemy wave having its wave number plus 1 points to work with. Each point can go into an extra move per turn, or an extra point of health, and 2 points will upgrade an enemy from melee to ranged. At the end of each wave, the game spawns enemies until it runs out of points, then grants the player a new card for their deck. I coded a whole bunch of cards and a pop-up system for the player to select one. And every 5th wave you get a permanent character upgrade, like cards drawn per turn, actions per turn, or max health. And after all that, the game is pretty much finished. Let's see how it plays. Alright, here's the full game. It's quite a while after I actually made it, so I've gotten a little bit more time to practice, but let me take a shot at it. Okay. Lob is always just a really good card. Oh, this is gonna be... Oh, look at that. I'm just so good at this game, honestly. Let's be real here. All of these kind of aren't... I'll take Kaga Safety, because I don't really need the extra move per turn. Oh, I'm screwed. Alright. Let's just try not to get boned too hard. Oh jeez, he moves so many times per turn. Alright, I'm actually doing a lot better than I usually do. My high score for this game is something about, like, wave 14. Wait, I should be able to kill this guy this turn. Yeah, there we go. We got him. Oh, he's... Oh, I'm almost dead. Not dead yet, though. We're not dead yet. Let's go, gamers. Let's see if I can get enough to kill him. Doesn't look like it, so we're just gonna get out of the way. Oh. We lost. Alright, we got this. We got this, gamers. Yeah, let's just run away for a hot second. Can I get a... Oh, okay, this'll get him. Cog of Power is such a good relic. Probably should have coded a thing. Ooh, Revive is pretty good, since I already have Cog of Power, and I can actually afford to play it. Alright, he won't actually hit me. Yeah, I'll take the 1 health. This is the first time I've ever actually gotten Revive to work. Oh, did I could have had him. Now I think I'm gonna just die, because I didn't understand how counterclockwise or clockwise worked. Gamer time! Alright, one more. Alright, well that was a supercut of like 20 minutes of me failing at a game I made. I'm gonna wrap up this video and release a part 2 whenever I get the projects back from Novus Studios and Untitled Destructor. In the meantime, go check them out. They both do some pretty awesome stuff. And if you feel like playing the game I made, link is in the description with the original and slightly bug-fixed versions. And with all that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.